From America's farm to Fort Capital and some of the richest farmland in the world. It's time for What's in Season with Michael Marks, sponsored by Meals on Wheels, Sacramento County.
Welcome to What's in Season with Michael Marks. It's all about the lowly spud. Yes, the lowly potato. But we're going to make the potatoes so exciting in this episode, you're going to fall in love with potatoes. By the way, February is Potato Lovers Month, so that's why we're doing beautiful potatoes this month. Oh, we have so much planned for you today. We have a very special guest from the Harlem Globetrotters is with us today. Mandy Bottoms is with us today also, and we're going to learn how to teach our little ones about agriculture. I'm very excited about that. And Dr. Chelsea is here. It's the month of love and how food can get us in the mood for love. So that's going to be very, very fun. And of course, Chef Adam Peckel is here. What's he cooking up? Yes, the best French fries on the face of the planet. So let's get started with spuds. You know, spud, people say, ask me all the time, how did spud get its name? There's an old thing in England, Society for the Prevention of Unhealthy Diets. Some people say that's how it got its nickname of spud. Because when potatoes first came into our eating, we thought they were dangerous because they do belong to the nightshade family. In fact, all parts of this plant are poisonous, except what is grown underneath the ground, the tuber that we call a potato. They originated in the Andes Mountains in Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and it's been said that the Spanish conquistadors, their greatest treasure was not gold, but the greatest treasure they brought back, the most important treasure they brought back, was potatoes. It originated probably as small as a peanut, and then the Indians of the Andes Mountains continued to grow. You know, that's why, by the way, in the Andes Mountains, it's a high plateau region. It's about 10,000 feet. And that's why we grow potatoes here in the United States in a high plateau region. Idaho, Washington, Oregon are high plateau regions, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 feet. That's why they grow so well here. Now, we eat a lot of potatoes. Mostly processed potatoes. 5 to 6 billion pounds of French fries every year. Oh my goodness. $4 billion worth of potato chips. By the way, potato chips were originally called Saratoga chips. They were at the Saratoga Horse Racing Village and Spa, and one of the Vanderbilts, right? They were eating French fries. And he complained to the chef, Chef Crumb, complained to the chef that these French fries are too thick. So the chef got really irritated at the Vanderbilts, and he went in, got some potatoes, and he shaved those so thin and then put them in very hot oil and then served them to the Vanderbilts. Vanderbilts loved them. And look, it's one of the biggest snacks that we have today. Now, when you store your potatoes, that's very important. We need to learn how to store your potatoes. Russet potatoes in a cool, dry spot. When you have other potatoes like red potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes, all of the little baby potatoes and fingerling potatoes, those need to be stored in the refrigerator. They have more sugar in them, and you want to keep the sugar. If you did not refrigerate this Yukon Gold, it would get all flabby because the sugar turns to starch. Starch takes up less room than sugar, and it'd get all flabby. We don't want flabby spuds, do we? By the way, also when you see sometimes you see this little greenish on the spud on the russet potatoes, that means they've been in the light for too long. You need to peel that green off. That's why when I worked in a grocery store, we would always cover the potatoes at night with burlap sacks and black plastic bags so no light could get to those potatoes. Now in the springtime, you start seeing what we call storage cracks or pressure cracks, usually on the ends of the potatoes. Also in the spring, you start seeing little sprouts. They start sprouting, right? That's actually good. That's a good sign because the potatoes are healthy and they're growing a new plant for a new season. So I wanted to talk about athletes and nutrition. So guess who I got to talk to? Yes, I talked to an athlete from the Harlem Globetrotters. It's a 100-year anniversary of the flying antics of the Harlem Globetrotters. 2013, he joined the Harlem Globetrotters. You were a rookie back then.
Yes.
This is Corey Thunder Law.
What's up?
You've
How's
been
it
with the
going?
team for 13 years.
It's a beautiful, it went fast. It felt like a blink. Now we're here to celebrate 100 years as an organization. 13 years for me. It's definitely a blessing and an honor to be able to do what I love and bringing so many smiles to people's faces all over the world.
So Thunder, how did you first get your nickname?
So it was crazy. When I first joined, I was founded by the Globetrotters in the Harlem Globetrotters, in the college slam dunk contest. And I was dunking, and I used to I broke both of my fingers from dunking so hard.
No.
And I used to make a loud sound every time I just ripped the iron down. And it was very thunderous. And Sweet Lou gave me that name, and it's been my name since.
What's your favorite fruit and vegetable?
I love carrots.
All right.
Carrots is my favorite. My favorite fruit, it's a tie between strawberries and probably mango.
All right, last question. Nutrition, how important is nutrition? We got a lot of kids watching you, right?
Absolutely. My thing about nutrition is you gotta take care of your body. You only get one body. You gotta treat it right, put the right things. Listen to your parents when they say eat your fruits and vegetables. You really have to eat your fruits and vegetables. You gotta cherish your temple. This is your body. You gotta love it, and it'll love you back.
All right, so much fun to be with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, don't go away. We have more coming right up. Well, in this month we have the 68th Daytona 500, so it got me thinking, those cars go really fast. Well, produce grows at different speeds. Some grow really fast, some grow really slow. Take a look at these produce items. I haven't lined them up in any particular way, but take a very good look at these produce items because some of these grow very slowly, some of these grow very fast. I want you to put them in order of how fast they grow, starting from the slowest growing produce item to the fastest growing produce item. At the end of the show, I will show you actually how well you did. February is, especially this year, is the Winter Olympics in Italy. Italy is known for a lot of things. They're known for a lot of great pasta, of course, a lot of great pizza, of course, but they're also known when it comes to produce, artichokes. The artichokes came to California by the Italians. So thank goodness they came to San Francisco and Half Moon Bay, and then they started growing in Castroville. So they were known for a lot of good food. They're really known for their black truffles in northern Italy. Oh my goodness, they're really well known for that. And they're also known for radicchio. Our farmers here in California, in the Salinas Valley, they got seeds from the Po Valley, from Veneto, Italy. The Po Valley is kind of like the San Joaquin Valley of California. And in this valley, there's all kinds of different little towns. Chiaggio, Treviso, Castle de Franco, all of these little towns. And each one of those towns has their own variety of radicchio. It's very interesting. This is what we normally see in the stores. It's called a Chiaggio. You can go find it right on the map, Chiaggio, and you can go there. Castle de Franco, a beautiful radicchio. So many. Treviso is probably one of my favorites. But radicchio, do you know where they store the seeds in each one of these towns? Yeah, they store them in the vault of the bank. That's how important these seeds are to each one of these little towns in the Po Valley of Veneto, Italy. Hey, coming up, we have Mandy Bottoms is in the house, and she's going to be teaching us how to teach our little ones about agriculture. Can't wait to hear that.
Hey Mandy, what do you think are the fastest and slowest growing produce items?
I think the fastest growing is the asparagus, and I think the slowest might be the pineapple.
All right, Mandy Bottoms is with us from Ag in the Classroom, and I love this topic that you came up with here, how to teach our real little ones, our pre-K and our kindergartners about agriculture. I'm a firm believer, the quicker we can get our kids loving fruits and vegetables and agriculture, they're going to be healthy throughout life.
Yeah, and where this came from, I actually taught 3rd and 4th grade, but then like many adults, I found myself homeschooling my kids for a few years back in the 2020s. And I realized when I was looking for curriculum related to agriculture, a lot of it was not accurate. A lot of it was like old McDonald's farms. So, farms have 2 pigs and 1 cow, and that was a farm. And so I thought, I wonder if we could revamp this a little bit so that we can teach kids what modern agriculture looks like. So that's what we did. So we created this curriculum. It's called Life on the Farm, and I'll tell you our website in a little bit, but it basically has activities that you can do with pre-K through kindergarten age kids.
What fun.
So I'll show you a few of those today. So the first one we have is this sensory bin. If you are familiar with those, I just put some rainbow rice that I made in there, and the curriculum comes with little fruit and vegetable cards, all grown in California. And what your child will do is they have this little scavenger hunt. You can be the child.
Okay.
And here's a crayon.
Thank you.
They're going to look in their bin and try to find a matching letter and a matching card. So here we go. I have a G for grapes and a G magnet. And so what you're going to do, little Michael, is you'll color the G on your paper. We found G. And so they'll keep going as they find different matches and coloring it in. Now, I couldn't think of any fruits or vegetables that started with the black dot ones, but you probably can. So they had
quince.
to be, they had to be
California
grown. So maybe quince could be one of them.
A lot of the Italians love those up in the motherlode.
So this is called our fruit and veggie sensory bin. So that's just one of the activities that we have.
And you're teaching them letters as well. So that's very, very cool.
Totally.
I like that.
They're finding things, they're looking for things, and then they're able to identify
they get to color.
the letters. Yeah. The next one that I wanted to share is another literacy activity, actually. It comes with these little cards with tractors on them. We have a whole set of lessons all about machines on the farm, so this one goes with that. And so a child will look at what letter they're supposed to be drawing, and then they'll take their tractor, and they will actually, it tells you where to start on the card. They will dig out the space in the dirt, and they will make that letter. So they can keep going through the different letters of the alphabet.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I like that. And to plow it out yourself.
Yes, and they find that, when children use their hands to do things, and more than just writing or talking, it helps them remember it better. So it's a great way to
I like this one, yeah.
Okay, and the last one we have are what we call our Play-Doh stamp cards. And this is the set of lessons that are all about animals on the farm. Those won't work with that one. So what you do is you take your Play-Doh,
thank you.
and they practice some of these fine motor skills of rolling out the Play-Doh, and then they cover the letter with it. And they can do that for all 3 and just tap it down a little bit. And then you take the alphabet stamps, you can get these on Amazon or any learning store, and then they press it down to show what letter is underneath. Oh. I know, it's kind of hard to resist that feeling.
I know.
And so they can spell out a variety of different animal words. We have goats, ducks, hens, cows, all sorts of things. So those are just a small example of some of the activities you can do with your 4-year-old, 5-year-old, or 6-year-old.
Get them started early. Please get them started early. Where can we find this Life on the Farm?
So this is one of Ag in the Classroom's resources, and you can find it at learnaboutag.org. There's a little search bar on our website. You can just put in Life on the Farm.
Okay.
And they'll find it.
Tell us a little bit about Ag in the Classroom.
Yeah, we make it easier for teachers and parents to teach their kids about where their food, their clothing, their shelter, where it all comes from. So we just try to find interesting ways to engage kids and students in agriculture. Oh,
very, very good. This was so much fun. I was excited about this, and I'm a big kid. I love it. Hey, coming up, Dr. Chelsea is making a house call today. It's the month of love. And how does food play a role in getting you in the mood for love?
Mushrooms. Mushrooms are probably pretty fast too, I would think. And then slowest bananas, maybe?
Well, this is the month of love, February. It's not just February 14th, Valentine's. The whole month is the month of love. So we wanted to bring in Dr. Chelsea Azarkon, talk about food and getting us in the mood for love, right? Dr. Chelsea, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, happy to be here.
All right.
So I thought it would be fun to talk about some other foods that maybe have a reputation for being pulled in on Valentine's Day or February.
We all know about oysters, right? Everybody does oysters.
So let's talk about some produce.
Okay, I like that.
I want to start with chili peppers. So chili peppers' claim to fame is capsaicin, which is actually used in other medical applications for pain relief. And how capsaicin works is by increasing blood flow and increasing endorphins. And in animal studies, it can actually stimulate the cells that produce testosterone in men. So there's been some thought that maybe that could transfer over to humans.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
And I love chili peppers.
Yeah, they're great.
They help you reduce calories too.
Yeah,
right?
guacamole, all kinds of good ways to use that. Then we have pistachios. So pistachios are probably the most studied or research-backed of these interventions. Pistachios have actually been studied for relevant medical conditions. And the way that pistachios work is they're rich in arginine, which is an amino acid.
Hold on, arginine.
Arginine, that's right. So it's an amino acid that relaxes blood vessels. So anybody who could benefit from lower blood pressure or relaxed blood vessels, pistachios are nice to throw in for.
Oh, California farmers who grow pistachios, they probably like that study.
I bet they do. Saffron also has some studies behind it. So saffron has been studied for alleviating some of the suppressive side effects of medications, especially anxiety and depressive medications that can sometimes interfere with you being in the mood. So saffron is useful for that.
That's a nice spice, right? What do you put saffron in?
Scallops.
Okay.
Yeah. Oysters, I guess. It would be a great combo. Then we have honey. Honey's fun because Hippocrates, who was the father of medicine, actually used to prescribe this for the same thing that a pistachio might be eaten for now.
Really?
Yeah. Now, if you look at modern research, honey can maybe support healthy testosterone levels in males, but that's about the extent of the research behind honey, although it's great for many health conditions.
And of course, the original health food is dark chocolate.
Yeah, strawberries and chocolate, kind of your quintessential February foods. So both of these are, again, going to have more indirect actions on mood. They're not going to be like taking a medication, but strawberries have some interesting research. So there was a group of individuals with high cholesterol, and they ate freeze-dried strawberry powder, actually. The volume they ate was approximate to about a quarter cup of powder or 2 cups of strawberries a day. So a lot of sugar, but when they ate that daily for a few weeks, it helped with healthy blood flow, more relaxed blood vessels, and actually lowered blood pressure. So that would be kind of an indirect action of strawberries. And then we've got chocolate. I mean, chocolate's just going to upregulate reward and endorphin centers in the brain. And so that's kind of chocolate's claim to fame as far as mood foods go.
All right. And of course, for Valentine's Day or the month of love, the strawberry is the only fruit shaped like a heart. So that's fitting, isn't it?
It is.
Dr. Chelsea, thanks so much for being with us. Hey, coming up, don't go away. Oh my goodness. How to make the perfect French fry. Chef Adam Peckle's here.
All right, Chef, what do you think are the fastest and slowest growing produce items?
Well, I think fastest, probably the mushrooms, and slowest, for some reason, I want to say iceberg lettuce. I don't know why, but let's go with iceberg.
Hey, if you have any questions for What's in Season, just write to us at what'sinseason@cbs.com. We started the show with the lowly potato. Now we bring Chef Adam Peckle into the kitchen. And so many people, they ruin their French fries, they ruin their mashed potatoes.
Sure.
So you're going to tell us how to make the best mashed. What are 2 tricks to making the best mashed potatoes?
Well, with mashed potatoes, you got to cook them right. You got to cook them thoroughly, but you don't want to overcook them at the same time too, because they take on too much water. So you want to cut them very evenly. You want to bring them up to a nice simmer and then have that gentle rolling simmer, not boiling. If you're boiling, you're breaking them up, you're going to get watery mashed potatoes. But then you want to cook them thoroughly, otherwise you're going to end up with lumps. Those lumps are little pieces of uncooked potato. So it's a balancing act, but very easy to do.
Okay, that's one trick. Is there a second?
Well, then we've got tools, and I've brought here a little a food mill, which I found at a thrift store. This thing's might be older than you. This thing is they don't make them like they used to, so you might have a hard time finding that. But they also have little hand ricers for making smaller batches, and you're pushing through nice little holes, and again, you're kind of preventing lumps by mashing them through a food mill or a ricer.
My job when I was growing up was to mash the mashed potatoes.
Sure.
I'd get the whip out, and I would whip them good. What happened?
Got a little gluey.
Oh boy,
Did you overwork those things a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah. The food mill or the ricer will will help you to not do that.
Okay, French fries.
French fries.
That's another one. People, there's some tricks to the trade for that.
Tricks to the trade. I think there's there's a burger joint that we all know and love. We love them for their burgers. But their fries, a lot of people don't like them because what they do is they take a raw potato and put it in the fryer and then serve it. And you can't do that. You've got to cook French fries twice. In the interest of television, I blanched. We call it blanching, oil blanching. So I cooked these potatoes at a lower temperature, at 300 degrees in my oil, and got them nice and cooked. And if you see, so this potato is nice and cooked. So it's nice and fluffy. So, and what happens, because once you go in that 350 degree oil, it browns really fast. And so what happens is the potato gets brown before it gets cooked inside.
And so it doesn't suck up all the oil.
It doesn't suck up the oil, and and what happens is you get this soggy potato that's brown and not crispy. Now these potatoes are fully cooked and nice and creamy on the inside, and now we're gonna go into that hotter 350 degree oil.
Before you do that, grab that knife.
Yeah, so
how am I gonna cut a potato?
I cut these smaller ones on my mandolin, a nice little slicer, but we got these with a kind of a fancier look, and I just hand cut them. And I just square it off, and you can go as thick as you want. You can go a little bit thinner, depending on what you're going for. And again, and it's kind of almost the same process when you do that blanching. I didn't really mention it, but you want to blanch your potatoes at about 300 degrees for about 6 minutes, depending on size. But usually right 6 or 7 minutes. And just like that, you want to put them in some water.
So they don't brown.
So they don't brown, and it also rinses some of the excess starch off.
Okay, so let's get these potatoes going.
Let's fry some potatoes.
So this should be about 350
degrees. And you want to make sure that you've got plenty of room in your pot. And again, once those French fries are blanched, these cook up really quickly. We're talking 2 or 3 minutes.
So from a chemical point of view, what you're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing the water in the potato being pushed out.
Yeah.
And that prevents the oil from seeping in.
That's right. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
And one little trick too, when we're doing these kind of smaller batch stuff at home, so we want that 350, but it's a good idea to go a little hotter, say 375.
Okay.
And because when you put those potatoes in there, it's going to drop your temperature right down. And you can already see they're starting to pick up color.
Yes.
They're getting crispy. And these things, most of these are done. And one of the things you were talking about, the water pushing out, we see lots of bubbles. There's lots of bubbles going. And you want to see a little less bubbles, because that means there's still water in them. And we want most of that water out there without them drying out. And we'll get a few of these out of here.
Oh, yes.
We'll leave a couple of those behind. Well, yeah, let's get them over. Yeah, you always want to salt them right away. The salt kind of sticks to that residual oil that's on there, and that's what we really want. And of course, we could have gone a little bit darker with these, but they're already nice and crispy, fluffy on the inside.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, you need a nice little sauce.
Do you have no nerves in your fingers? He just picks that up like it's nothing. 360 degrees there.
I've been around this before. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And a little sauce, maybe I got a little green goddess right here, a little grown-up ranch, and you're off to the races.
Okay. Chef Adam Peckel, thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Oh, French fries are so good. Nobody else gets these. I get these. Okay, slowest and fastest growing produce item. Here we go. How do you do? Slowest is, of course, the pineapple. 18 months to grow one pineapple. The fastest growing produce item, asparagus.
Wow.
Grows as fast as an inch every hour.
I was close. I thought mushroom, but asparagus, man. Two great tastes here, great together.
Yes, indeed. Hey, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.